So today I'm going to be going through a breakdown of the management kit for you. So if we look over here, so with this management kit here, we got the 7-switch controller, we got the 5-gallon 8-quart tank here, we got the pressure switch over here, then over here we have the manifold, we have some airline, and we have the single compressor. Alright guys, so in this part here, you can see, so I have the compressor plumbed into the tank right here. So on these fittings, these threads right here, we actually recommend blue Loctite for them. As you can see in this little adapter, I don't have any blue Loctite on it, but that's where we're recommending them. Then if you come to this side of the tank, over here, I have the pressure switch, which is located up here. And then down here, I have the out port on the tank. And like I said again, on all these threads right here, we recommend blue Loctite. So next step up is I'm going to show you guys how to connect the relay to the compressor to get it cycled on. So if you look, you can see in here on the relay, there's actually numbers located on them. So in a lot of the instructions that we send, you'll see the pins as far as the diagrams. And I'll show you how to wire that up. So on the next one, after you connect the relay together right here, so you connect the relay, so you're gonna go right here. All right, so I'm gonna be hooking up the relay to the compressor and the pressure switch right here. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to connect the pressure switch, which is located in one of the ports right here. And we're actually going to be connecting that to the white one, which is pin 86. And on the other side of the pressure switch, we're going to be connecting that. And that goes right to the positive post of the battery. It's right over there. So we're gonna go back into hooking this up. So we have here, which is the black wire, which that is actually gonna go right to the compressor right there. And then on the other side of the compressor over here, if you see, there's a black wire, and this is actually the ground for the compressor. So another part of the relay on the yellow one right here, which is pin 85, we are actually going to run that one into a ground on the vehicle, whether you go right to the negative or on the chassis. And last but not least, we have the red wire right here, which is pin 87, and that will actually go to an ignition source on your car, whether it's any 12 volt when you have the key on and the engine running. And so that is how you hook up the relay to the compressor to the pressure switch. Alright, so now that we have the compressor wired in, I'm going to show you guys how to hook it up with the air. So really quick, I'm going to show you how these fittings are. These are called the never leak fittings that we sell. So these fittings are really cool. So it is a barb design, and there's also a compression fitting into one. I'm going to do real quick on how to set this up. So over here, we have the VU4 manifold. So on this side is the exhaust, and I got one side plugged. I have the intake coming in here from the tank. All right, so here we have the front left, we have the left rear, we have the right rear, and we have the front right. So if you go to this side of it, I have this intake port closed. And this is the exhaust manifold, this is the breather that we have. On the back side of this gauge, on this manifold block, so what I have is plugs right here because I don't have a gauge setup. If you had a 2-gauge setup, you can actually run them right into here so you can see individual back pressure. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to take off these fittings on both the tank. This would be my out port on the tank. So you'd slide one of these fittings on over the airline, and you would connect this just like that. Tighten down the fitting as so. Then over here, and the same thing over here. So we are going to connect that to the manifold block. And you tighten down as so. Now that's how you get air to the manifold setup. So what I have back here is I have the 7-switch controller that we do offer. So with this one, it's super easy, super plug and play. So if you look right here on the connector port, you can see it has the 2 ears right here on the corners. And if you look on the bottom, it does not. So with this, make sure when you're doing it that you have these 2 ears, you have them going up into the VU4. Just like that. And then you have these 2 extra wires right here. This one will go into the battery. And this one is the ground. That is how you set it up with the 7-switch manifold that we offer. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to wire in the second compressor if you guys have 2 compressors. So what you're going to do is you're going to wire in the compressor the same exact way as you're wiring a single compressor. Then on the second compressor that you have, what you're going to do is you have the white wire, which is pin 86. You're actually going to take the 2, you're going to splice these together. And of course, you don't have anything to splice right now, but you would splice these together and they'll both go to the pressure switch, and that'll operate both of the compressors.